good, man? What's good? It's your boy out here on a beautiful day. All praises be to the Most High God. I thank you. I appreciate you for everything. Hope y'all been working on yourself, getting yourself together, staying away from the fake people, not listening to people's words and just watching their actions. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it. This one is for more of a young audience who pay attention to more of the streamers and stuff like that, because that whole streaming university kind of opened a can of worms that are still the worms are still crawling. And the situation I'm talking about, or I really want to talk about today, is the cooking with Kaya situation. And those of you who haven't heard of it, or who care to hear of it, like, comment, subscribe. And with her, basically, those of you who don't know who she was a TikTok influencer. Basically, she used to make food and shit like that. And then, once she's done making the food, she presenting it, she go turn around to the camera and start shaking ass. And, single men in relationships, a lot of men, they love that. So she became popular. Women hated it. So she became super popular. She got invited to the streaming university thing. Turns out she had a boyfriend or something like that. They went to this little event at the, I guess the trip. She ended up getting her ass smacked and shit while she was getting, she was twerking. Her boyfriend ended up having to fall out. After that, because most of her fan base was men, she is now facing the backlash, and a lot of men are, calling her out, being a thought, being a slut, all that, and to me, I think it still gives her money because it's still attention. Women are hating, double down on her more, be like, I'm glad that happened to you type shit. So it's the thing where she's still making her money. But my point of it is, all this is pretty much, if you see her out talking about OnlyFans and stuff like that, she trying to allude to it like, oh, I wouldn't do it, but you wouldn't even mention it. You know what I'm saying? And how much money you would make off it, unless you was trying to test something and see the waters. You know what I'm saying? And anybody can see that's what she was doing. So she's on this route now because that other shit is going for her. Because why? Females don't support her. And this goes back into my point of, not my point, but I'm not even sure if I made this point on the channel, but I'm making it now. When a lot of females talk about how degenerate females have become, they start blaming men. They start blaming men for their desires and what they want. And don't get me wrong, that is a big issue and that is a big cause of it. But the major cause of these women sticking around, of these women gaining power, of these women being so influential is because women make them that. Women assert these women, you know what I'm saying? They push these women above themselves and give her all this grace and praise and pay all this money to go see her, That's what they do. So when they do that, that's what keeps these women around for longer. Like cooking with Kaya. Her downfall is, it could be on the horizon depending on what move she makes. And the whole reason it is because there's no women really supporting her. There's women who try to support her because they just support women against everything a man does. But most of the women didn't like her because their boyfriends was watching her. Their love interests was comparing them to her. You know what I'm saying? And not all of course, but they just don't like a girl who's shaking her ass with food because, it's competition. And not only that, some females who don't, live that lifestyle or do anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Or publicly, I'll say, they don't want to, confuse that energy with their own. So it's a thing where it's like, I understand why, but we can all see what happens. Megan Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey, all the rest of these women who did way more heinous things than cooking with Kaya, they have way more female support than cooking with Kaya. Yeah, way more. And if you see why, it's because they like her. They don't like her, And this goes to show you that public support, which is mostly female support, let's be real, public support typically leans toward people who they like. And if they don't like you, they just don't like you. So if someone who's growing up in the world sees this, their response to it is, fuck being a good person, fuck being a virtuous person, fuck being a person who helped their people. I'm gonna be a person who's likable, because that's the best thing. That's what's gonna save my ass. That's what's gonna get me out of hot water when it comes to a public scale. What they don't know is chasing that. And if you don't become the likable person who has all the money, and even if you do, you're very lonely. That's why if you see all these people, especially these women, they're very lonely. They're kind of living crash out lives, but they just have money to keep them up, And it's like, it's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game because it's hard to have people take you serious and be for real with you when you're such on a pedestal, because you don't, they don't see you. They don't see your problems. They don't see your issues. They don't see the things that you have going on in life. They don't care for it. And that's just on a relationship aspect. We talk about a fan base and friendship aspect. When you put yourself away from everyone, you can't, they can't see it. So they can't understand you. They may be bringing you down and hurting you by telling you certain things and being around you in certain times, So it's a thing to where naturally you'll just drift apart. And like I say, people who just try to be likable a lot of times lose their soul in the process, because in the road to being likable to so many different types of people who don't have any moral basis, who don't have any type of care at all in the world, you're making yourself a malleable entity, an empty entity. You have to be an empty husk to appeal to everybody. You can't appeal to everybody naturally, typically, without being an empty husk. Even when the Messiah comes back, he won't appeal to everybody. A lot of people think he will, but no, he won't. He's going to kill a lot of people. He's going to destroy a lot of people. He's going to destroy a lot of nations. He's going to destroy a lot of things people love. And people are going to hate him for it. This is just what it is. This is life. No, you can never try to be liked by everybody. Trying to be liked by everybody is going to get you liked by no one, or it's going to get you, hated or called out. You can't waste your time doing that. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, with men, it's just a lot different. Men, we don't even play those games a lot of times. Men don't really like men. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I might like the things you do beyond my own desires if I wanted to do it. But niggas of anything, they might start hating on this nigga. They might salute the nigga for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, okay, that's the type of, you know what I'm saying? But you see it far less. I ain't gonna lie, you see it, but you see it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with young niggas. Young niggas, you see it all the time. But you see it far less with grown men than you do with grown women. Grown women won't do it so in your face no more. They do it covertly, just through their lifestyle. They live a life a certain way, And if there was a popular girl who came out who had all the other girls on their trail, and she was doing something positive, most of these girls start doing something positive. That's how they are. That's how they roll. They don't really think too much, and they don't really be caring a lot of times. It's not all the girls. I want to make that clear. It's just a lot of people. A lot of people out there, not even girls. A lot of people out there who just think like that. It's getting more and more and more common because of the internet and how they're dumbing people down with social media and these shorts. But that's it, man. I ain't getting into it too much, man. I made this one kind of long. It ain't too long, though. My usual. Yeah, this ain't long at all. This one ain't long at all. But I appreciate you, man. All praise be to the Most High God. Like, comment, subscribe. If you feel like I'm wrong, let me know something. If you feel like I'm right, let me know something. So if you feel like I should get to another platform and, you got any suggestions, anything like that, let me know something. All praise be to the Most High God, man. Take it easy.